Hi, welcome to Absolute English. I'm Coach Kori, and this is Question Box, the teen edition, where I choose 5 questions randomly and answer them, and then invite you to do the same. You can answer all the questions, 1 or 2 of the questions, none of the questions. That's up to you. And you can leave them in the comment. You can subscribe to the channel. There's a button somewhere, or to the podcast, and still comment that way. So if you're new to the channel or the podcast, welcome. I'm glad you found it. And if you're returning, hey, good to see you again. Let's get started. What is question number 1? I don't know. Let's find out. What's the most text messages you've sent in a month? What's the most text messages you've sent in a month? Well, probably a lot less than any of you. I hate texting. I came to texting slow and begrudgingly. And I'm still one of those people who, when I text, generally, I can't text with my thumbs. I'm pointing with a finger, one finger, my index finger, and that's how I text. So much so that my daughter here, I don't really text, okay? So my daughter received a text from me, and it was brief, and it was not grammatically correct. Apparently, I was in a hurry, and she responded saying, "Is this from you?" I said, "Well, yeah," because it wasn't correct, and you didn't have a period, and you didn't because I generally am very correct when I text to someone. So that was really funny, but I don't send a lot of text messages. That's just not something I like to do. So I reserve that for, I have to do it, I'm in a hurry, then I will do it, because I can't, my thumbs are slow. What about you? How many text messages do you send in a month? Question number 2. That's not what I wanted. How many internet identities do you have, and are they different? How many internet identities do you have, and are they different? I don't have different internet identities. You will find me Kori Miller, Kori D. Miller, usually Kori D. Miller, pretty much consistently throughout, but that's a branding thing. I'm an author. So if you are interested in my books, my author name is Kori D. Miller for my fiction writing. And when I write nonfiction, it'll probably be more Kori Miller, but I don't pick like Jumping Jelly Bean as my identity. I don't do that. So how many do you have? Question number 3. Do you possess any of the qualities of your astrological sign? So like Gemini, Sagittarius, Capricorn. Do you possess any of the qualities of your astrological sign? I don't even know if people in other parts of the world follow astrological signs all that much. I've never looked into that. So you'll have to let me know if you do. I'm a Gemini. Those are the twins. We're supposed to have this dual personality thing that goes on. Maybe, but you can find some truth in everything when it comes to the personality tests or astrological sign stuff. It's confirmation bias. You can always find things that are true or false, quite frankly, fit or don't fit in that stuff. So I don't know. I would say, yeah, I do, because that would be, confirmation bias for me. Very true. All right, number 4. If you could change places with anyone, who would you choose? If you could change places with anyone, who would you choose? I've never given that any thought. I don't know that I would want to change places with anyone. I'm pretty happy with who I am and what I do and where I am and going after the goals that I have. So I don't think that I would change places with anybody. But what about you? What would you do? Question number 5. Last one. If you could only go on 3 websites for the next month, which would you choose? If you could only go on 3 websites for the next month, which would you choose? 3 websites. Well, I'd probably still want to access my work websites. We'll just put those all together because I do teach and coach and do that all online. So I'd want to access those. We'll just put those collectively in one spot. And then other websites that I would want to visit. Okay, I'm just going to put all the teaching related ones in one spot. And then I probably would want to be able to access Amazon and or Audible, although that's basically the same thing. We'll just call that the same thing because that's how I get my books oftentimes when I'm reading. I read on my Kindle and I read on my phone using a Kindle app. So I would want to be able to access a way to get my books so that I can read. Let's see. Other website that I would want to access. Hard to say. Maybe the weather, so I know how to prepare for the day. I don't know. What would you choose? I mean, notably absent in my choices are I don't care about Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media platforms. I'm on them, and I'll hang out on Twitter more now than I have ever before because of the politics in our area in the last year. I was paying attention to Twitter more. Um, but I generally don't care much about social media. So if it's gone, it's gone. That's my view on that. But what about you? Is TikTok really important? Is Snapchat really important to you? What 3 websites would you choose? That was question number 5. Again, you can answer all the questions, none of the questions. It's up to you. And remember to subscribe to the channel or to the podcast and let me know what you think. I'm always open ears and ready to listen to anything you have to offer, any suggestions that you have for the channel as I grow the platform here on YouTube and elsewhere. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.